Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Star Trek Online. My name is Bull. What I'm going to be doing today is a walkthrough of the Klingon Fleet Starbase and the Klingon Fleet Embassy. I am a member of the RPGNet fleet, the House of Vigo, and for those who may have seen the videos that I've done for the Federation side Starbase and the Federation side Embassy, our Klingon side is a good bit smaller and a good bit more behind our Federation side. Unfortunately, because of the way the Klingons start later in the game, because you have to have a level 25 Federation character before you can start a Klingon character. Because of that, a lot of players end up having Federation characters as their mains, and the Klingon character ends up being their secondary character that they don't really play much. Unfortunately, that affects us as well, and it affects me because Kivar here is my secondary character to Bull, my main over on Federation side. That said, we have been making some progress in trying to get some improvements and some upgrades done to our fleet base, but unfortunately right now we are still very far behind. We have a very small base, and we only have a few active players, so bear with us. So out here you can see the exterior of the Starbase, and there's a few things flying around, but we don't have a whole lot really built yet. You can see over here we don't even have a functional transwarp gate yet. You can see because it's not, it isn't, the first tier is not even built yet. So unfortunately we can't even transwarp to the Fleet Starbase yet. We have to fly there the hard way. And you may be asking where the Fleet Starbase is. Well, if you open up your map, the galaxy map, the Fleet Starbases are located in the Eta Eridani block. The Klingon is in the Arcanus sector in the upper right-hand side. The Federation is in the Aldebaran sector in the lower portion of the map. Lower left-hand side. If you're coming from Klingon space, by Konos, you fly directly to the east, I guess. Directions in space are a little iffy. But it's directly left of the Konos sector. So, anyways, we'll head over to our starbase here, and we do have a tier... Yeah, we do have a tier 1 starbase, so we've got a little bit of upgrades done. And we're actually closing in on being able to upgrade to tier 2, which isn't too terrible. So this is the exterior, and oops, it flew a little too close. This is the exterior of the base, and it's kind of neat looking. It's very different from the Federation side. Although the exterior tends to remind me a little of, for some strange reason, of Jabba's sail barge from Empire Strike, or from Return of the Jedi. Not entirely sure why, but that's the first thing I always think of when I see this. So we're going to dock, and this might take a moment because sometimes these load pretty slow. And like I said, keep in mind we do not have a whole lot done in this base yet. We have not done most of the decoration projects, unfortunately, so the base is pretty sparse. And it's loading because it's slow. I apologize for that. My computer is not the fastest thing on the planet. And Star Trek Online is occasionally a little bit slow. And you can see I'm patching files here even. Okay, here we go. Loading Klingon Starbase. Maybe, yes. So here's our transporter. And one thing you'll notice right off the bat, as compared to the Star Trek or the Federation Starbase, the Klingon one tends to be a lot more open. The Federation base is pretty wide open too, but like we don't have a separate room for our transporter. And we'll just kind of run around and take a look here. We've got the duty officer guy here. We have managed to unlock the basic common quality duty officers. I go into more about some of this stuff in the Federation video, so go watch that if you want more in-depth information. But we've got the common quality fleet officers, which are completely random. We have not unlocked the specific class duty officers yet, unfortunately. And we have not unlocked the personnel officer, so we can't do anything else with him yet. We do get this cool little 3D graphic of the holographic image of the Starbase. We have an officer of the watch who gives out a quest that gives you a mission that'll give you 5 fleet marks if you run around the base and do something for him. It's quick, it's easy to do, but unfortunately 5 fleet marks, as I've noted, does not really get you very far. When you need 4 or 5 or 600 or 1,000 fleet marks to do a project, 5 really isn't even a drop in the bucket. Duty officer services unavailable. We can access our mail now. We can file commendation reports, and again, actually I'm going to go ahead and file one because I haven't done that lately. But again, I go into this more in depth on the other one, but we'll cover it real quick for Klingon side. When you do your ranking up of your commendations, your commendation categories, rank 4 is the highest you can go, and that's 100,000 commendation experience, CXP. You can continue to earn experience points above 100,000, and what you do with it then is you go to the file commendation reports. It requires 10,000 of the proper experience points, in this case Marauder, and it will require an officer. So I need to pull up a con officer, so let's see what I've got for con. Oh yeah, it's going to do this. Unfortunately, some of the projects I've noticed, especially with this, while it says a success is for the con officers are not actually security, they're tactical. So we can't actually fulfill that request. We can, however, look for somebody that's got the cunning, emotional, resolve, and tactful, which unfortunately we do not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slot a purple and see how good that does. 22%, 78. Not bad. Sometimes, however, it might be worth looking to see if you've got somebody a little bit lower quality, but who has the critical traits. So we're going to slot Kamira here. See, now this one gives us a 25% crit and a 75% success, which is a little bit better, gives us a better chance of a critical. And on a success, you get 75 fleet marks, and on a critical, you get 100 fleet marks. So I'm going to go ahead and slot that. Once you start hitting rank 4 in multiple commendation categories, this is a really good way to earn fleet marks. Because every few days, if you do your DOFs on a regular basis, your duty officer missions, you will build up the extra XP, and then every few days you can come in and spend and do 3 or 4 or 5 of these missions and really build up a nice stock. So anyways, bank services unavailable. And this is our little operations area. There's not a whole lot here. And again, looking over the base, you can see we really don't have much in the way of decorations. There's all kinds of room for stuff that will be here at some point once we get them done, but unfortunately there just isn't much at this point. We have our little meeting room, which is pretty barren. Over here we have our bar area. Now we have unlocked one of the projects that affects the bar. Yeah, we don't have the chef, we do not have the bartender. However, one of the projects we unlocked gave us Morn, who's hanging out here. Apparently he decided to take a trip from DS9 to come visit us. And we have Dancing Girls, which apparently I can't actually sit down because the chairs are too close. I'm going to come up here and dance with the Dancing Orion Girls. Because why not? And what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do the Running Man. Alright, anyways. Okay, so we have our dancing girls. We don't have a whole lot of other projects. I know one of the projects lights a fire in here and gives us some other decorations for the room, which is cool. But like I said, unfortunately, we do not have much done for the Klingon fleet, Starbase. And Klingons, of course, if you've played any amount of Klingons, you'll realize that everything Klingon is tinted red. So we've got our... Let's see what we've got over here. Come explore a little bit. We've got a holodeck. I actually forgot to cover this in the Federation Starbase. Unfortunately, at this point, there is nothing you can do with the holodeck, but it's here. I think it would be really cool if eventually they gave you the option to be able to do various randomly generated missions in weird settings, like, you know, be able to do a Western setting or a fantasy setting or something like that. I know you can do a little bit of that with the Foundry, and people have, but there's still a limit because of costumes and set pieces and stuff that you can do. It'd be really nice if they added more of that sort of thing. And of course, considering how limited costumes and stuff are for Klingon anyways, I don't imagine we'll see any of that in the near future. There's our turbo lift. We'll come back to that in a moment. And then we have our Armory, our little supplies area. And again, this is similar to what you could buy in the Federation one, so you can go see that if you want more information. And unfortunately, we also have very little unlocked thus far. We have a few of the operations assets, but not very many. We don't have any of the space stuff unlocked yet. We do have some of the ground stuff unlocked. But as I said, it's been slow going getting the Klingon fleet leveled up. Oop. So we're going to go and check out the tactical station first. So we're going to go over here first and check out and see what we've got over here. We've got a brig officer who doesn't do anything yet. I'm not sure what he's going to actually do, but we've got our brig. The Federation side does not have a brig or a brig officer. So, like I said, I don't know exactly what he is going to give us. If I had to guess, I would say he would be giving us Marauder missions, since the Federation side has the advisor guys that give you diplomacy-type missions. And, well, Klingons don't really do diplomacy. Nausicaan and Personnel Officer, which we can't do anything with. We do have security officers, occasionally. Not many. I don't know if we've actually unlocked the full security officer mission or not. I don't remember. We can do the ship selector. We can buy our starships, which are pretty cool. And again, you can buy fleet starships eventually as you level up your fleet. We've got a tactical officer we can talk to for tactical and espionage missions once he's unlocked. Because at the moment, I don't believe he's unlocked yet. No, he is. You can get a few things. And then we'll go over and check out our science station. Because, you know, Klingons love science. They're all about it. I'm actually surprised that all science for Klingons doesn't involve hitting things with a batleth. We'll go this way first and check this out. See what's down here. We got the medical treatment officer. This is our medic. They'll heal up injuries. And, you know, Klingon beds tend to look a little bit like torture devices because, well, if you need healing, it means you're weak. And Klingons are, you know, anything but weak. In theory. Down here we have another little room that'll give us our skill retraining officer. So if we want to respec our character, we can come talk to this guy. Again, not unlocked. So I don't think you unlock a lot of that stuff until tier 3 or tier 4. And we got officer retraining. We got a Klingon just randomly beating on these lockers. I believe that's called Klingon lockpicking. Oh, he's done. We got a Gorn personnel officer you can talk to. Again, not unlocked. All right. And that is our science area. That's not it. There we go. Turbo lift. You can tell I wander around these halls a lot because I really know where I'm going, don't I? And then finally we'll head up to Ops. Was it Ops we need to go to? No, Ops is where we started. We want to go to Engineering. So let's go check out Engineering. Alright. We can go out here. So let's see what's in this big room. And here is our main power generators. Klingon warp cores and power generators are fairly cool looking because they're just big and nasty and dangerous looking. And we'll sneak underneath. And there seems to be a whole lot of nothing in here at the moment for me, so I'm not entirely sure if there will be more, if this is mostly just decorative. And we have our engineering office, which there's absolutely nothing in, but I can come sit at the table. And, you know, if we could get a couple of other people here, I even have a GM screen and I could run a game. But I won't. Maybe a little Dungeons & Dragons, maybe some Shadowrun. Klingons seem like they would be interesting in a Shadowrun game. Not real subtle, but lots and lots of fun with the mayhem. Alright, we've got Engineering Repair Officer if we want to repair ship injuries. Ship Customization Officer is not unlocked yet. We got Orion Personnel Officer, not unlocked yet. Because you can never have too many Orions on your ship. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, our base is really sparse and we haven't gotten a lot of cool stuff unlocked. We are currently working on it. We are moving along pretty well through Tier 2. And you can see we're about halfway done with most of the individual tier stuff. And we're working on getting our various unlocks. Like right now we're getting an engineering officer stationed. Then we're going to be unlocking the transwarp conduit. We are almost finished on the Works of Art decorative project, which should be fairly cool. It puts weapons and these cool designs around the station. And then the next project we're going to work on is opening up the blast doors so that we can see the stars. And then finally we're going to go kick in, because I know a couple of our members really want to get this going, which will let us station Farazan security guards around the station. Because we have a couple of furries in our fleet, and they love the cats. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video now, and then I'm going to head over to the Fleet Embassy and check that out and see if it's any different than the Federation one, because I actually have not visited that with Klingon side. So we're going to go, for you guys, it'll look like we're teleporting. So be right back. Okay, and we're back. We are now on the Romulan Embassy for the House of Vigo. And just at first glance, the embassy does not look vastly different. It has some of the Klingon-style consoles and such. And a Klingon-style turbo lift. But the main area doesn't seem to be significantly different. We have our Officer of the Watch, which again, bleh. And of course, because it's Klingon, everything is tinted red. Because apparently Klingons can only see in the red spectrum or something. I don't really know. I actually find that kind of annoying, despite the fact that red is one of my favorite colors. Alright, we have the bar area, which again, not very different. The main table is identical, the consoles are slightly different. And of course we have Orion Slave Girl bartender and a Nausicaan chef. I will be completely honest, I'm not sure I would ever want to eat anything a Nausicaan cooked, but that's just me. And of course you've got the red force fields instead of the blue like the Federation does. Yeah, largely doesn't look a whole lot different. So we'll just do a quick run through and see, what the changes are. Again, we haven't really upgraded this at all, so yeah, slightly different panels and stuff in the consoles, but otherwise no different. As I was saying, we haven't really upgraded anything in the Starbase, or in the Embassy. Even less so than we've done with the Federation side, so it's pretty sparse at this point. Yep, there's the office again. Although this one doesn't have, there was another table over here for Federation side, and it's missing. But we have barrels. I'm going to assume those are barrels of blood wine for the Embassy commanding officer. And let's go hit the turbo lift and we'll check out the ops. All right, ops is very similar to the Fed side as well, except it is red. It is actually a little bit brighter in here, I think. You still got the cool star field underneath. It looks like the consoles are in different places, because these consoles down at the bottom I don't think actually did anything on Fed side. So it looks like they moved the consoles around a little bit. Taylor. And of course, not a thing is active yet. We are just getting the first Embassy stuff upgraded. Actually, now that I'm thinking of... Yeah, no. Yeah, we're not even close with the Embassy. Status. Yeah, we've done a couple of the projects for experience, and that's about it. All right, so we're going to go to the shuttle bay, see if that's any different. But yeah, it largely looks like pretty close to the same, a little different style. We get the Klingon shuttles, and the markings and stuff on the floor are in Klingon instead of English, which is kind of neat. Yeah, so we can't even look at the ground equipment yet because it's not unlocked. We can look at this stuff and go, ooh, but that's about it because we can't buy anything yet. And as with the Federation side, eventually we'll be able to transport directly between here and our Starbase, which will be cool. So that's about it. We do have the cool... I gotta say, I actually like the Klingon Embassy look a little bit better just because of the... I don't know, the Klingon stuff tends to stand out a little bit more than the Federation decorative stuff like these banners and the big Klingon symbol there. It's also a little brighter. It's not quite as dark, which is weird because the Starbase is darker on Klingon side than it is on Fed. So that is about it. So I'm going to head out. Thank you for watching, Be sure to check out my Federation side Embassy and Starbase videos if you want a little more in-depth look at what those do. And as we upgrade things, I will load new videos in the future to show off the new decorations, the new upgrades, so that you can kind of see how the Starbase and the embassies are progressing. I am also working on a playthrough where I start a level 1 character and I'm going to just try to play through the game and the various missions. And I've got the first part of that up as well, so there will be a link on the screen here somewhere. Check that out as well if you will. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.